I hope you're doing well. I wanted to bring to you the July energy update and also just go over June, and a lot was happening in June, so I just wanted to break it down. But just yesterday, 27th of June, was a really intense day. So I don't know if you felt it, but there was a lot going on in the mind. So the mind was being reconfigured, literally decomposing and a destructuring, like taking apart. I don't even know if that is a word, destructuring, but it was literally a taking apart of the old mind and the thought patterns and then restructuring them into a higher vibration. So if you are an overthinker and if your thoughts are always busy in your mind, they would have been amplified to a whole other level yesterday. And so you were having to process all these thoughts. They were coming really fast. I could just see them coming in so fast, like 10 times the speed of what they normally come in. And you were like a processing unit and a processing computer that's got all these thoughts coming towards it, and you're trying to process and try and get to the bottom of them. And it was a lot of energy, a lot of use of mental energy that you needed to just ground. I think Mercury and Saturn were in a trine yesterday, so, and it's still continuing today for a few days. So you are looking at your thoughts, you're looking at your past habits, you're looking at where there were imbalanced power structures, where your voice was not heard, where you had people who were controlling the narrative, or they were manipulating the truth, and where there were power dynamics. You're looking at all those structures to try and come back to your own personal power and your own personal authority. So June was an intense month, a reboot that happened on the summer solstice, and what that was doing was it was setting into motion the new human template. Like, things are now moving into a whole new direction, and those who are choosing to go towards New Earth, it's becoming very clear that you're going to be closing out timelines this year. And those that are choosing to, redo karmic cycles and go through the fear and process things again and play out other dynamics with other souls, are continuing to stay in the old world. So you're going to see a real split now happening the next 6 months. 2025 is the year you're going to choose your timelines. You're going to choose your timelines and you're going to go towards it, and you're not going to hesitate. So the next 6 months are going to be a little bit confusing, and I talked about this in the summer solstice. But July, the energy is going to continue like it did in June, where we're looking at everything, we're trying to make decisions, we're trying to step forward, but then we're having to step back and look at everything and why things played out the way they did. What do we need to change in our lives? What do we really want in our lives? Which direction do we want to go? What is our dream? What is our deepest desire? And to refine our signal and align deeper with source to go in the direction that we're meant to go. That is because we all have a soul calling here. We all have something that we've come to anchor, and you can't have someone manipulating that and trying to take you off your path. You can't have someone trying to take you off your path. And you've got to know, and this is where discernment comes in. If someone is trying to take you off your path, you've got to tune into your gut and start to listen to other senses, your gut brain, your heart brain, your deep primal knowing. When something is off, you've got to look deeper into it and trust it. What is off here? What do I need to see in this situation? Breathe into it and then find the truth of the situation and what it's trying to show you, rather than being swayed by others over your own voice. So you're learning to listen to your own voice stronger. And it's going to become even more stronger. You're becoming more and more intuitive as you go through this time. You're learning to use your discernment as well. You're listening to your thoughts. You're not ignoring your thoughts, and you're asking your thoughts, okay, what are you trying to tell me? But you're not just using the logical mind now, you're using your feeling body. You need to use your feeling body to get the whole sense of the situation, so that you can make, take steps from a whole space, like a wholesome space. In your wholeness, you can take the next step. Listening to the whole of you, your soul self, listening to your multidimensional self, and then take the steps forward, rather than the wounded self and the wounded child within. Listen to the wounded child. What played out that wasn't for you? Listen. and then take different steps going forward. So a whole restructuring going on. There's also a rebalancing of power struggles. So if you were, with controlling souls, or souls try to control you and try to put you in a box, and, used power and greed and money to control you, they're coming up. There's a divine reckoning happening at this time where they will be, I'm hearing, brought to their knees, to face themselves, to face their shadow, to look at why they do what they do. And to, I'm hearing, apologize in some cases for their behaviors. But if they're not willing to, apologize because of pride and ego, they're having to look at their own ways and their own devices and their own control tactics that they've used to pull the wool over others' eyes. So if you were manipulated and controlled, you are receiving divine justice. This is what I'm hearing. You're receiving divine justice, and those who were the perpetrators in your life, who brought you to, who suppressed your voice, suppressed your light, and put you in a box and in a straitjacket, and manipulated the truth and the narrative, are being seen. Not only are they being seen, but they are also seeing their own behaviors and their patterns, and they will have to face the truth and the divine. They say reckoning. They have to face the reckoning. They have to face their shadow. They cannot run from it, because they will be brought to their knees, because this is not the way we operate in 5G. And so this is what's happening when becoming a new human template and a new human being, a 5D being on this earth, who is sovereign in their own right, has their own personal authority, has their own vision, their own soul purpose and dreams on this planet. And no one has the right to take that away from you. No one has the right to take that away from you. So you're learning to stand in your sovereignty. You're learning to honor your boundaries. You're seeing where your boundaries were enmeshed, where you were easily swayed into truths that were not your truths. You're having to see your truths at a deeper level. You're having to see yourself on a deeper level. You're having to sit with yourselves on a deeper level and get to know yourselves and what is your truth, and bring your truth up to the surface and learn to say, no, actually that's not my truth, and no, that doesn't feel good to me, and no, I don't agree with that because of this. So you're learning to have stronger boundaries, but also take back your power. Your solar plexus coming online in a very new way, a stronger way, as a sovereign being of the light, saying, no, this is not good for me, or yes, that feels good for me, and yeah, I do like that. No, I don't like that. So you're learning to use your yeses and your nos more firmly and more constructively. So July is going to continue. Like the yesterday, the processor was overdrive and it was exhausting. And so I was seeing the thoughts just going round and round and round and round. So, fear, security, safety came up again in relationships, and your own security and your own stability. Not giving that power to anyone else, but building your own security in yourself, building your own power in yourself, so that no one can pull the rug from under your feet, that no one can deceive you, that you are aware and vigilant, and not hyper vigilant, but aware, vigilant, discerning, and able to make your own decisions from your own safety, security, and knowingness in your own soul self, right? So you're building this security, you're building your foundation stronger, so that you cannot be uprooted, and so that you cannot be taken by any wind that comes along. Your resilience, your power, your strength, your sovereignty, speaking up for yourself, and not letting anyone pull the wool over your eyes, seeing what's truth and what's not, seeing what's truth and what's not, seeing what's a power dynamic and what's not, seeing clearly what you need to see, and not what you want to push under the carpet or the rug, or giving souls the benefit of the doubt, when really underneath you know the truth of the situation. And so you need to be more vocal and express your truth more clearly. Okay, so not giving off mixed signals, but just refining your energy, making it very clear. So looking at power plays, looking at boundaries, clear visions, clear expressions, speaking up for your needs, people in power, who have used control to manipulate, are being brought to a deeper level of surrender, because cosmic balance is being restored now. This is not a joke anymore. We are splitting. Those that are playing the power games or want to continue playing power games are staying in the old vibrations to play out until they get to that point of surrender and they're willing to look at their shadows. Those that are now going to New Earth, it's speeding up, because we've got new structures to build, we've got new foundations and bridges to build, and we're being called, and the energy is quickening up, which means we're being fast-tracked into our divine purpose and also into our divine alignments and what we are meant to be doing in the 5D earth and what is calling our soul forward. So the next 6 months, I talk about closing down old timelines because they're going to feel too constrictive, and you're being called into the new energetics and the new structures. So July is going to continue. This energy that we've had in June that's been very intense on the planet is going to continue, but it's here to help you refine your energies, get clear with your energies, and go after what you desire. Like, go for your dreams, go to the places you want to go, say yes to that opportunity that is coming your way that feels good for you, and say yes to your dreams, say yes to your new earth reality, say yes to your heaven on earth. Really, that's what we're moving into. And our heaven on earth is the place where all of our needs are met. Like, we're not compromising ourselves, but we're living by our truth. We're honoring who we are. We have access to all that we desire. We are magnificent manifestors. We can manifest the dreams and the desires. We are creatives. And so we create the life of our dreams. We create and design the life of our dreams by being conscious creators, conscious relationships, conscious creations, conscious partnerships, conscious, awake and aware of what we are creating. Even our words and thoughts, getting into even more alignment with source and oneness, so that our thoughts are supporting us, our visions are supporting us, our words are supporting our dreams. So we're becoming very mindful of what's been in the processor. And yesterday and these last few days would have brought that up, all the negative chatter, the self-sabotage, the resistance, the fears, all coming to the surface to be looked at once more, so that you can clean them up and get rid of them and change them up to a more supportive field that supports your visions and supports you going forward. Okay, and so when you do that and you clean up your energetics, you're only going to invite souls who are going to walk beside you, who are going to support you, who are cheering you on, because you're cheering yourself on. You haven't got this push-pull dynamic within you that is trying to pull you off your dreams, your mind, and you're trying to take you away from the path and your destiny. You're saying, no, that's not my truth. This is actually my truth. And no, that's not my path. This is my path. And no, that's not my highest joy. This is my highest joy. And no, that's not my highest alignment. That's not my highest timeline. This is. So you're learning to become very clear and direct with where you're heading and what you're choosing for yourself, and what you're choosing that feels aligned for you no matter what. That's where we're heading. And so you're going to continue to do that refinement, do that deep inner work. Keep processing. The next 6 months are going to be intense as things crumble around you as you make these decisions. The old hierarchical structures coming down, and that's where I talked about the power struggles. Again, greed, power, ego, putting people on a pedestal that don't belong there, coming down. People who've used power to control the narrative, coming down. Where there has been greed and manipulation, coming down. Deep surrender, brought to the knees to start again and face the truth and look at shadows, so that the universe and earth and each one of us can come back into our power and our sovereignty, and we stop playing these power games going forward. really powerful. Returning back to cosmic order, which is what we are here to do, but it starts within each one of us, you know. So we have to see where we are at war and in conflict with ourselves, in our mind, between the mind and the heart. We have to see in our relationships the dynamics that are playing out, where we don't feel secure and safe, building our safety and security within ourselves, speaking up for what we desire, being clear with our intentions, being clear with our visions. And if we don't know, just staying present to each moment, unpacking what you're being shown, unpacking what you're feeling, and being present with your processes, you know, not rushing the process, but taking the wisdom from your process so that you can stand in your truth, in your power as a sovereign being of light, and take back your personal authority here on the earth. Okay, so that's really important, that we continue to do this work. So there's a lot going on, and it's going to continue going on. It's going to be an intense few months for us here on earth. Okay, deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. This is what's happening at the moment. We're cleaning out, we're clearing out the old energies, we're clearing out the old timelines, we're clearing out the old hurts and pain, mental, physical, emotional healing, where we're purging, purifying, decluttering, deconstructing, releasing, letting go, purification of the old energy. Deep cellular healing, going down into the cells to clear so that you can make space for the new energies that are coming in. So we are constantly cleaning out. These light beams and frequencies that are coming in are literally washing through our bodies, and then everything has to come up to the surface for us to look at. We process it and then we release it, and then it's making space for more light to come in, more light, more aligned light to come in. Fall into my arms, surrender. That was the message earlier about surrender. A deeper level of surrender, a deeper level of listening is also needed in July. Like you're learning to listen to yourself and others on a deeper level so that you can get back to a place of deeper vulnerability, intimacy, authenticity, integrity, right? So deep listening, not how we've listened before, but listening with our entire being. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the position, extremes of life. Surrender, holding the opposites. We are seeing the extremes playing out on the planet right now. And it's calling us to take a deep breath and surrender. So you might be seeing the opposites within you, and you're being called to surrender. You might be seeing the opposites in relationships, masculine, feminine. This is the masculine, feminine dynamic, and it's like a standoff. And we're being called to come back here, find the middle ground, find this place where there is peace. Don't allow anyone to take your peace away from you. Come back to peace. Come back to peace within yourself. See the polarity playing out, and then come back to peace here in the middle. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Coming home to your body, coming home to home within yourself. The stars are within you. Home is within you. The galaxies are within you, and that's what you're learning through this time, that really you're coming home to yourselves, you're coming home to your authentic selves, you're coming home to your sovereignty, you're coming home to your source light. So you're gathering, you're collecting all the fractals of you that got lost in the maze of life and got left behind, and all the enmeshed boundaries and the imbalances and the wounds of the past and past lives, and everything that you've experienced, anywhere where you left your soul light, you're gathering it back, you're calling it back. It's a resurrection, it's a reclamation of your soul light and your soul self to come back into your sovereignty. And so longing for home, you're longing for yourself, you're longing for your truth, you're longing for your authentic expression. That's what you're longing for. You're longing for your alignment, you're longing for your deepest soul voice and your deepest desires that you want to experience in your physical vessel. you're longing for your soul, and your soul lives within you, and your home is within you. So come back to your home, come back to your heart, come back to yourself, dear one. That's what we're really longing for. Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. Trust is another one that's coming up. Like if we felt unsafe in relationships, in connections, if we felt safe in our own bodies as children, you know, when we're younger and we experience things, that energy is coming up again. Those wounds are coming up again. Do we feel safe in connections? Can we open up? Can we be vulnerable? Can we go deeper? Am I safe in this environment? Do I feel safe in my body? Am I safe in this connection? Do I trust this person? So safety, trust, security is coming up at this time so strongly. This is all like root chakra. Protection. You might be finding that you're feeling very protective of your energy, that, oh, I need to protect myself from this person or this situation, and I don't trust it. I don't feel safe here. I don't have security here. So you've got to build your foundation stronger in yourself so that you trust yourself. You trust yourself. You trust your safety. You trust your space. And then you stand in your sovereignty, solid foundations, and then you move through life. So you're not ungrounded, you don't get swayed easily, you don't get pulled by every wind that comes along. You're rooted in your own truth, and you're safe and secure, and you trust yourself, and from there you operate. So when you trust yourself, you're going to meet people you trust. When you feel safe in yourself, you're going to meet people who make you feel safe. And when you feel protected by spirit and the guides and your higher self, you're going to invite those souls who also operate from that energy. So that was coming up yesterday really strongly, about safety, about trust, about protection, about security. Oof, it was really strong because all the power dynamics of the past were coming up for us to look at, where we didn't feel safe, where we were not protected, where we didn't trust. And so that hypervigilance and that mechanism may still be operating within you, and you're having to look at it again to say, okay, yeah, I see where I clench up, I see where I am wounded, and I close down and I go into my shell. Can I breathe into that? Can I just know that that's a pattern of mine that I'm still carrying, and I can now let that go because I feel safe, I trust myself, I'm wiser from my experiences, I'm more discerning, and so I can be vigilant, I can be aware, but I don't have to close my heart down, I don't have to close myself down. I can still keep opening up to the energies and taking each step forward with awareness and being conscious with my moves and my experiences and my connections going forward. So we're doing a lot of introspection, we're doing a lot of analyzing, feeling, connecting, trying to make moves into the new vibrations. There's a lot going on. So, you know, have compassion with yourselves. This is not an easy journey, but it's going to lead to your heaven on earth timelines, and the life that you actually desire for yourself is going to lead you to that. So this time of refinement, questioning, looking at things is important to get to your truth, right? So keep doing the inner work, keep processing, keep aligning, keep doing what you're doing, keep breathing into your experiences, keep breathing into everything that's coming up for you. But you are stepping into a new human template, a new operating system. And so it's going to feel very uncomfortable as you leave this old paradigm and step into this new paradigm where you are one with your guides. You know, everything is provided for you, everything that you need arrives right on time, and you're learning to trust yourself in this new operating system. You're learning to trust your guides in a new way. You're learning to trust the cosmos and your higher self and your heart to lead you through the steps into the unknown. Listening, trusting, moving, listening, trusting, moving, one step at a time, not to rush the process. But the guides do say you're being fast-tracked into this new operating system because those that are ready are moving. Those that are ready are moving now. And so you're in a new space. And so we're learning to walk in a new way. And it requires presence. Every day it requires presence. It requires gratitude. It requires being centered, being in neutrality, listening to the cosmos, listening to the energetics, listening to your heart. Multidimensionally, you're operating in this new energy so that you can navigate your life through these new vibrations. So keep processing, keep going through the changes, be patient with yourselves, have compassion with yourselves, and just know that you're not going crazy. And this is an intense time for us on Earth in 2025. If you look in 6 months' time, if you look even after this month, you're going to be a different person. Your solar plexus is coming online in a stronger way. You're learning to stand in your power in a more resilient, stronger way. And you're learning to express yourself from a deeper stance, like more powerful stance within you, connected with your truth and your integrity and your authentic voice. So it's a process. And if you haven't been used to speaking up for yourselves, that can be quite tough. Or maybe you were shamed, when you were younger for speaking your truth. And so you learned to shut it down from a very young age. And so you might have attracted people with very loud noises and very big voices and big personalities. And so now you're trying to find your way in and amongst those big personalities. And as you learn to speak up for yourself, their noise will get less. And so they'll start to respect your voice, right? So you're standing in your truth and expressing more of your voice, finding outlets for you to express your voice so that you can be heard and you can speak from your authentic space. And your soul self and your soul voice, allowing your soul voice to come out and be expressed in the world. More grounded, more connected, more refined, more aligned, where your signal is clearer to source, and then everything from that will come into balance and harmony around you. Okay. So that's July, and as I finish this video, there's 2 butterflies flying together, like in harmony, white butterflies just outside. So, we're going higher, and we're learning to co-create, and our masculine and feminine energy is coming into play together, dance together in harmony, and we're moving into lighter vibrations where we dance and play together, lighter. The butterfly transforming from the cocoon. And flying to new heights. That's where we're heading, and we don't have to do this alone now. There are soulmates, there are partnerships, and there are new people to walk, communities to walk by us, with us, where we have a sense of belonging, and we're not doing this alone. It's really important. 5D, we are not alone. We are a community. We have each other. We have the support systems. We have a sense of belonging. We have a sense of security and knowing. And that's what we're moving into. And there's also love, connection, compassion, peace, harmony, and balance. Most of all, balance. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a Divine Union update in a minute. But that was really the July energy that was coming in for us to sit with. The new human template is coming online. So get ready, people. You're becoming a new human being. You're becoming a higher version of yourself. So have compassion with the process of alchemy and becoming. You have to empty out the old to become the new, and you're emptying out the old to become the new. So yeah, I wish you the very best for this month. I hope everything goes well for you, and just be patient and kind with yourselves as well through the process. So just before I go, we are heading to Glastonbury for the 7/7 Sirius Gateway, and I'm offering an online transmission where I will connect you to all 3 power spots of Stonehenge, Avebury Stone Circle, and also the tour in Glastonbury. These are galactic portals for high intelligence, galactic intelligence, and just this month they have found 3 crop circles in Avebury and around Avebury. One was under the White Horse. So the infinity sign, the solar plexus, the 12-strand DNA of the solar plexus coming online, and many new messages coming in from the galactics. Like there are crop circles everywhere, and we always get crop circles here in Wiltshire during June. just after the and around the summer solstice. So the earth grids are very active, the land is very active, there's new messages coming in from our guides, and we are going to be connecting with the crop circles, we're going to be connecting with the stone circles, and we're going to be connecting with the new information that is coming in for us at this time. So that's a sacred pyramid that I will be connecting within you and connecting you to these power spots and these grid points, and you will receive a powerful transmission where I take you and you join us and we go on this journey together. So if you are interested in that, the link is below. I highly recommend it. If you've been to Egypt with me online, you know how powerful these transmissions are, and this is the way we can bring you into the circle if you can't join us live for the retreat. So the 7-7 gateway is going to be incredibly powerful. I mean, the energy is always so intense, and I'm picking it up, and yeah, it's building and it's building. So if you want to be part of the retreat online to receive the activations, you can do, and the link is below. So join us and be part of the family and receive the dynamic or incredible energies that are coming in and showing themselves, the galactic energies and our galactic family that is trying to communicate with us at this time. They have new information and they want to join us and work with us and co-create with us through this time. So if you feel guided, the link is below, and I will see you on the next video. Take care everyone, and see you soon.